Haha! There we are. Hello, everyone, and welcome back or welcome in if you're watching us here. This is
Just cut it off.
haha. Me and Matt Rory are here for the final live stream for 2014 for Giant Bomb.
Barring any kind of
Yeah, barring
know,
any kind of
some
weird
weird
emergency.
thing.
I don't know. I don't think there'll be anything else. But hey, who am I to say?
aliens.
Yeah. What are you sipping on up there?
The engineering team has decided to stop working and are sipping.
Are tripping balls?
I have some kind of Angry Orchard cider that came in a really fancy bottle, and I'm not really sure what it is, but it looks like it's some kind of cider, I believe.
Nice.
There's
All
some
right.
more beer in the fridge, so maybe I'll dip into that too.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
3 o'clock somewhere today.
It's 3 o'clock somewhere. Always.
That's beer time.
Yeah, so I don't know. We're just gonna fuck around, play some games. We got chat up, and yeah, I don't know. I got a bunch of old shit here to play on this personal computer, and
You do like your old shit.
I love the old shit. Matt Rory discovered on the Lost podcast that you do not necessarily care for the old shit.
Music-wise, I find that bands get worse as they go along for the most part.
Yeah.
But video games, the march of progress has been a positive thing for me in video games. My controversial opinion was about Shadow Complex, and I'm not going to say the game I compared it to, but I would rather play Shadow Complex more than almost any other Metroidvania from the SNES days, shall we say.
Sure.
It's not about graphics and just, it is kind of about graphics, so it's smoothness and iteration of design becoming.
But you rarely find yourself going back.
No, never. I don't even. The oldest console I own is a 360, and I don't use emulators or anything like that. I kind of stick with stuff that is new and
New and fresh.
New and
But
fresh.
you have a legacy with
Sure.
games that lasts longer than that.
First thing I remember playing was Tutankhamun on one of the old stuff. I played Pong on the original Pong machine once.
Yeah.
I had my NES and SNES and all that stuff, but it's fond memories. But my nostalgia meter in terms of retro gaming,
Yeah,
I kind of that. I want people to enjoy what they want to enjoy, but for the most part, I think that games are pretty good now, and I have a lot of stuff that I haven't played yet.
Well, as a counter to your argument, Rygar.
Rygar.
Let's talk about it.
I think I played this. I don't know.
The nonstop quest to fight Ligar, who I guess in the Japanese version was actually spelled the exact same way as Rygar, which who was not called Rygar. He was called like the Nameless Warrior or something like that. But Rygar is an open world, side-scrolling adventure game with top-scrolling elements. This was the NES version, which was very different from the arcade version. The arcade version was it sort of like happened multiple times throughout those days. Like this is a very, very different game that has all these open world elements and all this kind of adventure. You've got a sub screen, you've got items, you're building up these stats, your tone, your last. You're earning mind points and spending them, whereas the arcade release, and then that version was ported to the Lynx and then some other platforms, was just a dumb side-scroller.
The Lynx. Well, I haven't thought about that in years.
Yeah.
That was one that was that was Atari.
Atari,
Right?
yeah.
But that only had batteries for like 2 hours or something.
Yeah, kind of like the Nomad, like the Lynx batteries did not necessarily last a very long time. I played through this game to completion a few months ago, but I was cheating when I did so I had infinite health.
Sure.
This game, I wandered around this game for hours and hours and hours before eventually figuring out where you needed to go to finish it and stuff. Because they always talk about areas in this game. Like you'll go see these kind of bald dudes, and they'll say you need to go to Garloz, but there's no map. There's nothing in the game that says you are in Garloz or anything like that.
You had to call up 1-800-Nintendo and ask them for tips.
Yeah, exactly. No,
you.
it was 1-800-422-2602 was the Nintendo number.
I think we did call that a while ago on a stream, and I felt like it still went to the Nintendo.
I think it does, yeah. But then they eventually switched to a 900 number so that they could get some money out of it.
Man, imagine the script for those first people who had to answer that phone. They probably had a phone book worth of scripts to answer the phone with.
Weird.
Yeah, it's ironic.
Okay, I have 3 points. I can use that as on a power up Nacy, my disc armor shoots out with much more ferocity.
Sure. Going farther and faster. What are you trying to do in this game? Is there an evil king or something?
Ligar, the evil Ligar lives in the Sky Castle.
Sure. I thought you were joking before, but okay.
Nope. In the Grand Mountain lies the entrance to Garlaws. That doesn't really help. That doesn't really help.
Is that all he says?
Yeah.
Is that his hint?
If I jump off this, I die. That's his hint. Sometimes these guys will refill your health. Sometimes they'll have items. Sometimes they will just tell you about Grand Mountain and Garlaws. All right.
Let's play Fax Xanadu, Chef.
I've got Fax Xanadu. We could
That game takes way too long to play through, but I really did. Like
so does
Fax
this.
Xanadu.
I mean, like I'm not gonna finish Rygar.
I remember
right
loving Fax Xanadu to death when I first got it. I thought that game was really, really cool.
That one might be a little hard to go back to.
Well, it's such a weird. That game also had a lot of stuff you had to do to proceed. But I just love the fighting inside a big tree.
Yeah.
That weird end boss who looked like a demon from Doom. Oop, oop, oop.
Trying to remember where the spot is. I might have passed it.
That's all men wonder.
But so the dark secret to this game, this spot is probably as good as any. Maybe not. Nope. So as you attack things, your tone and your last build up, and they make you more powerful.
Sure, so you can
so
hit
just
a tree.
there's kind of a spot where you just you duck and up against like a cliff like this where nothing can come up behind you, where enemies spawn forever, and just do this for an hour, and then you kill everything in the rest of the game in like 1 or 2 hits or something. So
It's like Elder Scrolls games where you want to build up that sneak skill. You find somebody sleeping and put your rubber band around your controller to sneak forever.
when you get to Garlaws, first go west, then north.
How did he know what the other guys told you? Did they have the same, like, you say first thing?
Maybe it's the same guy.
No, maybe. Ooh.
It's like an astral projection.
Mind blown.
I believe this is the path to Garlaws. So now it's a top-down game. These weird armored pig things. And I have no health, so as soon as I get touched, I'm dying.
It's like Contra.
There we go. First go west, then north. This, as it turns out, is Garlaws.
I would not even thought you could go through.
Yep.
That didn't even look like a path.
Uh-huh. Now we're going to fight this evil tree.
Wow, this is. I would not have gotten. I'd be like the Zelda forest that I could never get through.
And we're heading into that. That's a doorway, not just a sign with like a tiger on it or whatever.
This is confusing.
Is that a tiger? You think it's a tiger or a bear?
That looks like a bear. I don't know.
Well, now we'll get the grappling weapon, which will help us complete our quest. Here's the first hint. It's not a weapon, it's just a grappling hook. And now I don't know where to go from here. I don't remember, but...
It'll help you, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it's, it is, you gain item, you pick up items that give you access to areas that were previously unreachable in that style. And I really like Rygar. Look at his running animation here. Is it that chest back and forth? Just
He's really putting it all out
he's
there.
fucking going. Anyway, we'll just die.
People telling me a new Fax Xanadu might have just gotten announced. Tokyo Xanadu. I don't know what that means.
What? Xanadu? That's Rygar.
That is Rygar.
I like Rygar.
Yeah, Fax Xanadu. Oh man, Hudson Soft. So Falcom is the people on this page that some people have been sending me to. It's Falcom.com/Tokyo_Xanadu. I don't know if this is a Fax Xanadu thing, but it'd be hard to replicate the wonder of Fax Xanadu in 2014.
Yeah.
Sometimes things don't go forward. But graphically, this is pretty impressive at the time, even though everything's yellow in weird ways.
Oh.
You can stop now if you want to. Not up to me.
I've been on a long journey. I came back to my hometown to find it is almost deserted. The gate is closed, people are gone, and the walls are crumbling. I wonder what happened.
You gotta admit, this has a better English translation than most games of this
I mean, that's
era.
lowercase, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's...
It has periods, too, and grammar that is actually vaguely appropriate. Can you press up to talk?
Yeah. I want you to see the king right away. Although you've just arrived.
Could use a comment in there, but won't bitch and moan too much about it.
This guy's face. Dried meat to bring energy for 50 golds? This is not enough golds.
That didn't work very well.
Listen to people. I'm already frustrated. Oh. The dwarves are robbing the elves' money and jewelry.
Oh, yeah. You know about doors, right?
Oh, yeah. This looks like the king. Nope. Take this ring to see the king.
You're now a tool of Sauron. I don't know if that's a ring you can actually equip.
Right.
It's a story item. It's a whole separate.
Yeah, item. It's just over there. He's got this real deliberate, like, unarmed attack here. It's like forward and fierce with Ryu or something. Or it's just.
So apparently in Japan, the Xanadu series went on in Japanese PCs. Fact Xanadu was because this was on the Famicom. I never knew that.
Ah, Xanadu.
But I guess there's more Xanadu games that I've been missing out on.
This guy's just eating.
Sipping his own
Hello,
supply.
I sell tools.
I don't think I have any golds.
I have no golds.
Deluge, I remember that. That's a great spell.
Uh-oh, the dwarves are in town.
Oh, jeez.
What? I should probably go the other way and see the king. The king's probably the other way
maybe.
then.
You do have a mouse cursor right in the middle of that screen. I don't know if you can do anything about that. There you go.
I mean, I can.
Oh, jeez! Oh, his enemies are great designs in these enemies. Like, look at that guy. Oh, did you? Wow, you pulled that off pretty well. That doesn't really help.
I got dead.
That's Fact Xanadu for you.
Don't have negative thoughts. Remember your mantra. We're not going to tell you what the mantra is, but just remember it, okay?
Didn't this game have passcodes and stuff?
Yeah.
I recall originally.
Okay, so maybe I have to go this way to see the king then? Because it seems like I can't
You got
go
all
the
of
other
your
way.
M and P back though, at least.
Ugh. Those things suck. You don't look like a king. This is not enough golds.
In real world, if somebody came to you and offered you magic for 200 golds, would you find those golds
Yeah.
for magic?
Well, if they could prove that it was
Not like a magic
Yeah.
beans.
not like a scam or something, because, you know, it's like on the internet, there are always people trying to sell you magic for 200 golds. The last well's almost dry.
Metaphor for something.
This looks like a place where a king might be. What's this?
King here.
The king is waiting for you.
Why would he be? He just got back into town. How does he know you're there already? He's got eyes everywhere, man. Gotta watch out.
He's got a blinking problem.
Like Charles.
The elf found water. Our life sources stopped. The wells are drying up. Many men went out and nobody came back. You are our last hope. 1,500 golds.
Wow, that's shitty. Like, don't go take a nap. Don't rest up. Just keep on flying. You're the only hope. Where was this guy? Where did he travel to? Where did he go?
I don't know. He was on a long journey. They didn't necessarily. Should I get magic for 200 golds or a martial arts lesson? Or should I just buy gear?
Maybe just gear at this point. I don't know.
Fair.
What do you want for Christmas, Jeff? I don't think I bought you anything, but if I did,
a deluge, maybe a hand dagger.
That sounds like I believe deluge is a spell. You have enough money for a lot of this stuff, so. You gonna spend your break playing any games?
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
You gonna take your save from this home and?
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna play through the rest of Xanadu.
Everybody's been telling me that the LFR on Warcraft is easier than heroic, so I might. I've heard that from elsewhere, but I'm a tank, so it's tough to jump in there and do that without already knowing everything. So maybe I'll look up some videos of that stuff and try to get through all the LFRs opened up so far. Get some epics.
Trying to like put this stuff on and.
There you go. Oh, maybe you have. That might be your inventory and not where you equip it from. I'm not sure. See? Can you click on that?
No, nothing here.
You didn't see. Maybe you can't equip it in town. You don't have any keys.
Good.
If anybody has any questions in chat, feel free to send them to me. I'm assuming Jeff is busy playing Xanadu. I'll be happy to.
Always. It's always the case. Where's Jeff? He's out playing Xanadu again. I don't want dried meat. I'm a sucker. There we go. I couldn't equip in the shop, but
Yeah, that's always like, you go to the gun shop, they do not appreciate you pointing the guns at them. Smart. You had a lot of mana. Wow. Try it on this guy. Try it again. You got him. He doesn't know. He's cornered. He's afraid of you. Oh, geez. Yeah. You got a coin.
Yep. But I still don't have this key with the jack symbol or whatever that I need.
What that means? I can look up a walkthrough if you want to.
No, I think it means that we should stop playing Xanadu.
Okay, that's fine to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. That's...
I enjoyed Xanadu back in the day. Again, this is the kind of thing I enjoyed when I was, young and
had time to bang around something like that.
Well, I spent half my day playing World of Warcraft. I have plenty of time, but
yeah,
it's not the game I could go back to now. Again, it's not the game was enjoyable, but the mechanics of those kind of games have come to a point where they are much more convenient and easy to play.
Sure. How about Wizards and Warriors? You play any?
I recall really liking this.
Yeah, Rare made this, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I did like this a lot. I remember this. Oh yeah. Now you're talking. Now we're playing with power. This guy's swing animation is the worst thing of anything in the world. He basically looks like he's walking around with a big old erection and fighting people with it.
And does the jump? Yeah, okay, that does do damage. Okay.
This guy has not been trained. He skipped that martial arts training.
He did.
I played a bunch of this game, yeah.
Can I just not open this chest? Do I have just not the right color? It's not the same color as my key?
Possibly not. This kind of, whatever we're playing this on probably might have some color issues as well, I suspect, after watching Faxana do. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to speak ill of whoever.
Yeah, I don't know.
This Nintendo, when we're taking these cartridges in and out, might have some issues with.
Always possible. Now I remember my problem with this game is that it was a bunch of shitty jumping.
Yes, I do seem to recall that as well.
I like that there's a meter that just marked evil, though. It's empty and everything's fine.
It's your sanity meter.
Oh, I need to have 100 gems before that guy will...
Fuck that. That's pretty cool. Still, how many games in this era had like falling animations where you actually changed?
Yeah. Thou hast discovered gems.
I'm gonna start asking some questions for the chat while you play. Is that okay?
Totally.
What is the point of score on a lot of these games?
Yeah, you know,
Not really.
It's just, it was a holdover from arcades,
Yeah.
and, you know...
Even if you're playing by yourself, you might not want to. You're not gonna be writing down your score and exchanging them with friends, but still fun to track your own progress, I guess, at some point. How many games do points anymore, though?
Yeah,
NFL.
they just don't need to, you know?
NFL does points
Yeah,
still.
NFL.
Bulletstorm did points pretty well. I enjoyed the point system in that game.
Yeah, that was good.
What's even going on here?
I need to get 100 gems to leave the level.
Okay, nah, you're dead. That is pretty cool. Like falling down.
That was a good death animation.
That was neat.
I think I'm gonna have to take the inside of the tree back up.
And Jeff named an NES game for Haze. It was ancient Greek themed. At the beginning, you named your hero and heroine, and as a kid, I thought it was Kid Icarus. That's might be a little vague for
Something of it's like something of Hera. Is that it?
something of Hera.
I could be making that up.
Resident Nintendo expert, Jeff Christian.
Something. It's some kind of video game.
Did any of you play the Wizardry-style Wizards and Warriors game that came out in 2001?
No.
I don't think I did.
Oh.
What was the last album or record you bought physical? In parentheses. I think I
physical.
bought I bought the Prince album physically.
I bought the vinyl version of that Daft Punk album.
That was a good year and a half, 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really buy a lot of physical
I
stuff
guess,
anymore.
since then, since it was just the easiest way to import it, like Charisma.com, the Japanese
Oh, you gotta give me that at some point.
group. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm tired of trying to make these jumps and not make these jumps.
Yeah, this is not like fun.
Oh, but a gem came out of that thing, and I don't need another 18 gems to get out of the level.
I bought the new Prince album physical copy, which I did enjoy quite a bit. There's a couple of really good Prince songs for that one mixtape that you want to make. Enjoyable.
Which mixtape is that?
You know the one that all Prince songs are really good on.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I enjoy that album quite a bit. What is the worst, best gift somebody gave you for Christmas? I get some pretty shitty gifts for my, by the time you're our age, my grandparents are still kicking and they don't know what the hell to get me. So it's always kind of
Yeah.
Every year, macadamia nuts, which I have never had the courage to tell them I fucking hate macadamia nuts. Please don't email my grandparents and tell them that.
I was gonna. But since you
Yeah.
asked.
Since I asked.
Oh,
geez.
damn it.
That sucks. This game does not get off to a great.
I'm close to the 100.
You are.
But I fell down again, so. I feel like this music was in another Rare game on this platform. Like RC Pro-Am or something. Oh, no. You know what? There's a rap song I'm thinking of that samples this.
Are you still playing Diablo 3, Jeff? If so, how do you enjoy the end game?
I have not played it in a while.
You have 100 gems, Jeff. 100 gems, Jeff.
I have 100 gems. All right, so I need to climb up near the top because that's where that other dude was.
You're a mercenary.
I need to give him the gems to get out. I need to escape.
I would like to think Diablo, could have been a game that I would have just kind of kept installed to play, but I ran out of space on my gaming SSD, so I kind of
Yeah.
would have been fun. Do you need me to sign for anything? Yeah, it'd be great if I could. Sorry, I'm gonna go up and sign for my packages.
Yeah, cool.
Wanted to get them today. I'm just gonna keep my mic.
If there's anything, I think there might be something for me in there too.
Do you have anything for Jeff Gersman?
Yeah,
Brad's out.
We can sign for Brad's stuff.
Yeah, we can sign for Brad's stuff. It's fine.
And then sell it all.
I'm gonna have to turn down my mic for a second.
Oh, I can actually do that
With your Nexus 7?
with this iPad that's sitting over here.
Okay.
Hang on.
Sorry, do you need me to talk? I can tell you which one.
No. You are on that microphone and you're now muted. Okay, go ahead. Mail call. Mail's here. Yeah, I'll be out tomorrow. I can't remember where that dude was. He's up high somewhere. I've lost interest also. Yeah. The other thing that happened. All right. Put your mic back on and I will turn it back up.
My mic.
There you go. Now you're unmuted.
Good. As I always should be.
You know, we have some packages here that I pulled aside that are mailbag-ish. That stuff's probably the stuff you got, probably not.
No, I assume we should open up Dan's email and Brad's emails. I got his email right here. Man, the cider's strong.
We can stash that in their desks or something like that for the break. And by that, I mean we'll divvy it up after the show.
Brad got a big something.
But I got some stuff back here that has been hanging out for a bit from Eric in Middleton, Kentucky. Mm-hmm. We'll see what's in here.
I'll open up mine too. I got mouse pads.
Mouse pads?
Mouse pads, you say? I bought
Who
two.
uses mouse pads?
I use mouse pads
well,
because
all right.
I have to have my, DPIs and my ATMs.
Oh, wow.
You want to switch back to your camera?
Thanks, Eric. Wow, that's here. Yeah, I'll
What's yours? I want to see what it is too.
It's a copy of Puyo Puyo Tetris for the Xbox One, which I was coming close to buying. Well, there was so for whatever reason, this game's not available digitally.
It makes sense. I mean, you don't really, you want those disc-based games now. That's really coming back.
Yeah,
in major
Puyo Puyo
ways.
Tetris, especially. But that was the whole thing. Is this generation everything was supposed to be available digitally, but for whatever reason, probably a licensing reason, where they just don't want to sell this game in the U.S. because Ubisoft just put out a Tetris game as well. That's my guess as to why. But yeah, Puyo Puyo Tetris came out, and I could not buy it digitally on the store. So these consoles are region free. So here's also here's a Japanese Xbox One game. What? Crazy. So yeah, Eric, thanks. Is there any? There's no. Just want to say thank you for the hours of entertainment over the last few years. A lot of changes have happened, but the site is still one of my favorites, and I can't wait to see your end of year stuff. Me too. I sent you guys a copy of Puyo Puyo Tetris because it seems like something no one would be crazy enough to send you. Accurate. Thanks for all the laughs. Hope you have an awesome holiday break. Yeah, thanks, Eric. Rec spec on the site. Thanks a lot. That's awesome. We will probably do a quick look at this or something in January. I am psyched to play this. Puyo Puyo is great. I just don't play enough of it.
We would play it now, but we don't have a
Yeah,
Xbox
we don't have an
One
Xbox One
or
or
anything like
stuff.
that.
Otherwise, I would totally get into that. Wow, yeah, that's fucking rad. I'm fucking stoked to play that. Yeah, fuck yeah. What'd you get?
Oh, if you want to flip back.
Oh, your mouse pads. Oh, yeah.
I recommend these quite a bit. SteelSeries Quick QCK, I want to say. Yeah, these are really, really thin, really good surface. They send them in little boxes. You can roll them out, and I like these a lot. I've had one for like 2 years at home, and it's starting to get a little worn out on top, so I decided to buy 2 more. They're like $10 a pop.
I have a crappy mouse pad that is like it came out alongside the Old Republic, so it has like
I thought you were talking
blue
about
on one side, red on the other, and you can flip it around to if you're Empire or whatever the other one is.
And speaking of the devil, I got some earbuds. I've had crappy earbuds for a while, so I decided I'd get some nicer Sonys. So I have had so many different pairs of earbuds, and I've lost so many of them that I probably have 30 different plastic bud sets lying around.
Yeah.
Not 30 total buds, but they always come with 3 sets, so I have so many extras. Cool. I'm glad I got these stuff before I left.
This came from Brendan in the UK back here, and it is an art book. I don't know if Brendan made this book or what the. Yeah, no, this is a book. It's been a long time.
Been a long time.
Bean.
Yeah, okay. I missed it.
And it's a collection of 100 Bean caricatures inspired by 4 decades of video games, according to the back of the book. So,
Like Mr. Bean?
like, here's Wario as a bean. It says
Is a bean
Beanio Land.
Is a bean a thing, or is that like
Like beans, you know?
like just okay?
Like Bean Nukem 3D.
Like pinto beans or?
Like beans. Yeah. Broken up by decade. Like Q-Bean.
Huh.
So yeah, Brendan, this is I believe from the author, or from the artist rather.
Oh, okay.
Sent this over, so yeah.
Before he got his office raided by the trademark police.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that parody? You think that count as parody?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Metal Bean Solid 2.
You got to share that one. That's pretty good. Can I see that?
Yeah, sure.
I like the bean.
I'll cut to.
Okay, so there's
shot
no
here, so.
there's no credits page on this.
There's
There's a signature too.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Giant Palm. Thank you for being utterly fantastic and probably the best addition to the internet ever. Please enjoy this book that I made. Keep doing what you do best. This is number 67 out of 100. This is a limited fucking edition here.
Cool.
So we should probably keep this and sell it on eBay.
Yep.
Oh, they got the Bean Man from Half-Life. This is pretty cool. Bean Reaver. Wow. Back in Beanter. Bean Evolved. Man, some of these are pretty good. I'm gonna have to take some. Bean Wars, Beans of the Old Republic. This is pretty good. If I don't put it down now, I'll keep looking at it forever.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna. All right. Clicking around a bunch here, and
Jeff, did you guys ever have a high score on an arcade cabinet? Are there any high scores that you were proud of? I had a high score on San Francisco Rush 2049.
Oh, that's right. You were like super crazy about San Francisco
Fucking
Rush.
spent about $700 on that game over the course of a year in college where I didn't really have that money to spend.
Yeah.
But they had four different high scores for each level. There was like time, number of shit collected, something else, and I just was obsessed with having the high score and all that stuff. So spent way too much money on that game.
There were certainly high scores that I got over the course of playing games and stuff, but nothing that I like felt like really strongly about or wanted to keep or fought with anybody over in an arcade on an arcade cabinet.
Sure.
Dan Reichert and I were talking about Quackshot recently, and Dan was talking about how he wanted to play Quackshot.
As one does.
Unfortunately, he's not here to play Quackshot.
Was that a fake reboot or?
No, I'm hitting start here to actually start the game. That was the demo. I don't remember Quackshot super well. Dash, shoot, jump. Got it. One day, Donald came across an old book in Uncle Scrooge's study. The title of the book was King Garuzia's Great Duck Treasure. All right, Duck Kingdom. Got it. Check. Wow. All right. Well, we should probably start in Duckburg, right?
Well, it's weird that they have Duckburg and like Mexico's a real place, but then Transylvania is another made-up place. So it's odd that they mix these kind of stuff up.
Well, we'll start here in Duckburg.
You can flip which ones you want to do?
Yep.
That's an impractical method of getting around. Flying directly into downtown. Or maybe it's the most practical, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the impetus is supposed to be non-violence above all.
Lame.
Escape your foes. You have a temper meter. Is that better or worse than an evil meter?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, Donald Duck, known for his temper. Non-functional ladder. Very cool.
Oh! Maybe the chat can tell me. You're supposed to be able to shoot people, or is it just stun and run? It's the Jedi way.
Yep. Well,
I was joking about Transylvania. I know that was a real place. Dracula's from there. The real Dracula.
Yeah.
Are those Koopas?
They're turtles with boxing gloves on. Yeah. All right.
It's like playing a paintball game or something where nobody ever dies. You just stun them. And
Yeah.
I got my fake points.
Well,
I totally want to see Donald's murderous rampage.
yeah, I'm losing power, not temper on this stuff, so.
I'm getting mad.
Okay, so.
Checkpoint, I guess.
Call the airplane! What?
The plunger only stuns enemies. You'll eventually get popcorn, which is a limited use item that kills them permanently. As popcorn would.
Yeah, popcorn's murderous.
Was that the whole level?
No, I couldn't get. It's like a Metroidvania thing. I can't get any further without
Gosh.
something I can use to climb high walls. So. Oh fuck!
That.
All right.
What's our favorite meter in a game? My faves from the Kent Doggy Dog is Mustache in Mario and Luigi and Feet meter in Die Hard for the NES. That's not bad. They're having games that do sanity meters pretty well. I don't recall which one specifically, but I remember always having. You might go insane if you keep playing this game.
Right, yeah.
Was that Eternal Darkness that had one of
Yeah.
those? Okay. I never got very far into Eternal Darkness. The camera angles started getting really frustrating to play with.
That was the ultimate insanity effect.
Yeah.
All right. Duck it, turtle. Oh, jeez. That's,
You run into your own dynamite?
I guess.
Was this a Genesis only game?
I believe so. You know, it's one of those cases where there may have been like a Master System or Game Gear game or something, but you know, Sega made some Disney games. They made those Donald Duck games, or the Mickey Mouse games that were quite fantastic.
Bring back Moonwalker. Moonwalker 2.
Yeah. Now's the time.
And that would be perfect time.
There's some popcorn.
I wonder if those Michael Jackson kids are going to go up to do anything showbizy-wise. That'd be a really weird thing to have happen.
Yeah.
You get teamed up with Jaden Smith.
Don't you know you need a special key to go into these ruins?
God damn it.
A team of explorers returned to Duckburg with it. It's called the Hero Key.
You need to find a thing to climb with.
Oh.
This is the best kind of Metroidvania where you get told to go someplace and then you can't actually do anything in there.
Oh, better for them to tell you that than have you just run into an area where you're like, oh,
Yeah.
can I go further? What?
Yeah, I guess so. Metroidvanias, I think, seem like they've been kind of... there's one coming up I know that looks really interesting, but I still miss those Castlevania games from the DS. They haven't done one of those in that style for a while now.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are really, really good. Dual Strike and Ecclesia's Revenge or whatever. Shadow Complex we already talked about.
Yep. That was on a different live show. That was on the podcast. You know?
Oh, really? Oh, yes, sorry. My fault. I always get those mixed
People
up.
who are watching live were back to backing this business. This part we will archive as a video since we're
Sure.
playing video games. I don't know, man. Wow, this is the famous Dracula's castle. So I get a checkpoint so I can leave if I want, but... Oh. Count Duckula. You don't have something to blow this wall up with, you can't go any farther.
Okay.
Well,
You need something to climb with, and you need a key, and you need something to blow stuff up with.
I need to stop playing Quackshot.
Yeah.
Oh. Whoop. How's the chat doing?
That's doing okay. They
Yeah.
keep on asking about board games.
Board games.
You
huh?
play board games at all, Chef?
No. Not really.
I find them a little difficult to move around, and
It's just, at some point, like...
and they also take a long time to play with a bunch of people.
Yeah, like I don't like board games for adults. Like when they got all serious and like, we're going to play serious board games. Like
I like easy stuff to play. Like Guillotine's really fun. That's a really quick game. You can kind of get over in half an hour. But in terms of, what was I thinking of? Something else video game-wise. Like, I don't like being online for a long time. Like, I don't like having to sit down and commit to a 2-hour-long kind of thing.
Right.
Which is why I don't really play a lot of something I forgot.
Yeah.
Board games are
Board
kind of the
games.
same way. Like, I get antsy and I want to move around. Cards Against Humanity, I'll play that for, that's as long as you want to play for. You can just kind of end it whenever you want. But
Sure.
yeah, board games are, I'm sure there's stuff that people want to yell at me about. But Avalon seems pretty fun because that's pretty quick.
Yeah. Hey, why don't we, it's been a while since we've done it. Why don't we take some calls?
Sure.
See how that goes. Yeah, I mean, we'll go for another hour or so before we're
Okay.
going to kind of sign off for the rest of the year and kind of turn it over to our Game of the Year stuff. We are on Skype at Hey Giant Bomb, all one word. If people want to give us a call and, I don't know, ask us stuff, see what's up. We'll see how this goes. Probably really well. Probably just fine. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll give it a sec here for people to load up their Skype
Is
stuff.
Melissa around to screen calls for us? We can.
Oh
carry
yeah.
that?
The call screening stuff is we got interns in here to screen calls and everything will be fine. I've been thinking about that. Like, this is one of the things kind of thinking about next year and stuff, like thinking about like getting a proper call screening rig.
It would be handy. Trust me. Yeah. We'll see. Do the red phone again.
Yeah, sure.
Let
I still have it. I still have the rest. It's the hot new
Send
jam.
send it to Karen. Let her answer all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oop.
All right, we're gonna pick up with Matt here. Oh, geez, multiple calls coming in. We'll go with Matt because he was first.
Hey,
Matt, are you there?
guys. Good. Yeah. So I was just.
Hang on, Matt. We need to turn you up in the studio so we can hear you a bit better. Hang on a sec. That's on this iPad somewhere. I think I know how to do this. That is going to be on the bus set monitors. Okay, Matt, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was just watching the stream, just watching you guys play, and
Hi, Matt.
I guess I was wondering. I know you guys haven't gone into any of the debriefings yet. Kind of released them, but I was just wondering. I guess was there any game that you feel this year was kind of overlooked among every other thing that should be checked out?
We actually asked that of the community, did we not, Jeff?
We did, yeah. Well, that was more kind of like we decided to do something a little different this time. Whereas normally we would do like kind of revisited quick looks for an editor's kind of number one game. Since we have more people than we have days now, we decided to have users vote to determine kind of which games we should take a look back at. And they chose kind of some of the most popular stuff. So it wasn't necessarily stuff we had overlooked. Yeah, I don't know. In terms of just like stuff that was overlooked by people, I don't know. I think it's always the stuff that comes out early in the year, right? The jazz punks of the world and the Panzer Dragoon Ordas of the world that just sort of sometimes people forget. But we have a pretty good list. We have pretty good data on stuff that came out this year, so we were able to kind of revisit things as needed and look at stuff. So I feel pretty all right about it.
I didn't play enough this year to really even remember the stuff I did play, let alone the stuff I didn't play. I was glad we got to do a Door Kickers quick look because I think that game's really rad. And if you haven't played Door Kickers, it's pretty cheap on Steam, I think. I think that game is really fun.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. All right.
Hearing people on stream say we should turn up the voice of the caller if we can.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. All right. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, turning up the voice of the caller. That's going to be on, here we go, PC. Drag it up here. And we'll take another call here from Dane. Dane, what's going on? How you doing?
Oh.
Dane, hello. Hello, Dane. Dane. Hello, Dane. Dane's not there. Logan. Oh, we're actually, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. I mean, I'm not working until January 5th, so I'm happy about that.
Nice. Yeah.
Is that our schedule too?
That is our schedule as well. Yeah.
Go on, please. Sorry, I interrupted.
Go ahead. You may need to listen to your
Skype. Shadow of Mordor was kind of horribly.
It says internet connection problem. We're trying to get you back. Logan, are you still there? We seem to have lost Logan.
Shadow of Mordor was horribly good. It's very true.
Okay.
I enjoyed that game quite a bit.
All right. Well, let's talk to Tyler. Tyler, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Still there. You may need to turn down the stream version of us to talk to the Skype version of us, as it turns out.
Whoa.
I know.
Yes.
How's it going?
Mind, huh?
Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm really happy to talk to you guys. Happy holidays.
Yeah, same to you.
About
Yeah.
7 o'clock there? What are you doing on Christmas Eve?
I am working from home one more night before I fly on Christmas Day.
What do you do?
Actually work in media in New York City
Huh.
at an interactive publisher, not
Ah.
CBS. But
Cool.
I know a couple of people who know a couple of people who know a couple of people you guys know,
I see.
which
Is
is
this-
fun.
Yeah, is this a vague threat then? Are you calling to? And I know some things about some things that gonna put your
No,
lights out. Yeah.
I don't know many things in general, but I do know a thing or two about amiibos.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys care about these things, but
Now, let's hear it because I'm still not clear on what the fuck they even do.
right. So obviously, they only work right now with Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
I don't know if me leveling up Samus is going to do anything in the future, but I'd love to see a new Metroid game. That'd be awesome. You guys like Metroid?
Sure. Yeah.
It's no Shadow Complex, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. I like classic Metroid. I'm less so the Prime Metroid.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a few friends who like them, but I really don't know what to do with them myself either. I have a couple of them. Got my hands on Captain Falcon today, but I really bought it because it was arbitrary. But what
Yeah.
I'm thinking is, Nintendo has a history of making things falsely rare. Do you think that's going to be a situation with Amiibos long term? Are these going to be a one-off, or do you think there's something viable behind the model that they're going with?
The only place you'll be able to find Amiibos in 2015 will be the Giant Bomb panel at PAX. Guaranteed.
Yeah. No. Well, it's like some of them have already been discontinued. Like they like Marth is the expensive one, and then there's like the Villager, the Animal Crossing Villager, and the Wii Shop Fitness Lady are also apparently discontinued or something, right? So it's like, those things haven't even been out like a month, and they're already kind of making them hard to find. I don't know. It's one of those things where I feel like if those things don't have good in-game use in multiple products, like they're just gonna die. It's gonna be like e-cards or any of this other, the Pokemon Pikachu little pinball thing, the other platform they came out with. It just if it doesn't get supported, it's not going to go anywhere.
And they're physical items. I mean, every collectible thing like this, from Beanie Babies to Magic cards to whatever, they've always had rares and ultra rares and shit like that. They're not available in the quantity that people would actually want them at. So not unexpected for them to come in and have, stuff that's exclusive. No, I think they'd love to get the aftermarket prices if they could wind up selling them for $200 or whatever. But at some point, the aftermarket is a part of all these industries when people start doing this kind of collectible physical item stuff.
Yeah.
You could complain about it if it was like a World of Warcraft pet that you could buy for a week and then never have it again. But because that's digital and they can do whatever they want to with it. But in terms of physical stuff, it's kind of to be expected at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah, I like the tangibility of it, and it's for fans. But in terms of its implication for games, I'm with you guys. I have no idea what it's going to be in the future. Or if it's just a nice little thing to put on your shelf.
Yeah, I think some of the figures look nice, and I'd like to see them make more. But if they're always going to make more that have to be represented in games, then it's like they at some point, like the Mario they made is very clearly like a Smash Brothers stance Mario. So they then say like, well, now here's a Mario Kart Mario, and here's a Mario Party Mario, and just kind of try to sell people multiple things because apparently the toys can only store data for one game on them. So like
that seems like a really bad decision.
That seems insane to me. I don't know. That whole thing seems like it could be a real mess.
Well, the other thing would be where they have game amiibos that are on sale for a certain amount of time, and then games in the future come out, and those characters are somehow more powerful or more better at what they do than other, characters. That's when stuff gets to become a real problem with the scarcity, and then they're better at what the amiibos do later down the line. That would be really weird, but I don't know much about the amiibo system yet, so
yeah, we'll see.
Cool.
All right, Tyler.
Just winging it there. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, cool. See
Thank
ya.
you.
All right, later.
All right, we got a lot of.
You have a lot of phone calls in there. Good Lord.
Yeah, that's just to give people a look at what that's just.
We make
calls
no
all over the
guarantees
place.
about the order in which we're going to take stuff. I don't
Yeah,
think we
'cause
have
it
any
just
way
pops up all over
to
the place.
tell,
There's
so,
no real.
It might
Oh,
not
God.
be, if you were first in line, it might not matter too much, unfortunately. We apologize for that, but still
Yeah.
more coming in.
All right, let's take Conrad. Conrad, how's it going?
It's going all right, Jeff. How are you doing?
Fantastic.
Am I coming through okay?
Yeah, you're coming through all right on the equipment here. Seems all right. What's on your mind?
I was just curious what your guys is like if there are any games this year that may have missed the mark in terms of like quality and like in Revere, but were interesting in concept or design.
I mean, I think like Destiny falls into that camp to a certain extent, where there are definitely good things about it, but they really missed the mark just in terms of quantity of content and variety of content.
That game felt like it had a few hours cut out of it.
Yep.
For some reason at some point.
For sure. But yeah, I'm thinking, I feel like, there's maybe you could say that would apply to, some of the stuff that might have been better or would have been nice to see online multiplayer in something like Sports Friends or Nidhogg or something like, well, I guess Nidhogg had multiplayer, was just boned. But yeah, I don't know. I would probably say Destiny at that point.
Yeah. Something else I've been wrestling with, because like this year, I'm sure you guys talk about a lot during Game of the Year, but it's just like the AAAs weren't a big thing, and one of the things for me was Kerbal Space Program. I made like a silly bet with a friend to get like first person to Mars wins $5.
Yeah,
and that is something that like I'd want to say is a Game of the Year for me, but it's not technically out yet. It's still early access, but it's like more feature complete than some games that are.
Yeah,
and the whole subject of like when do you say a game can be reviewed and is feature complete?
Again, like I said, Warframe, they told me I could review
Yeah.
that 2 years ago, and that game is still, I guess it's like officially out or whatever, but
Yeah.
sometimes as games go on, they get this definition of when it's ready for release or gone gold becomes pretty fluid, especially when there's no disc involved. But to go back to your point about stuff that was interesting in design, I played Wolfenstein really recently.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that game had, like, I wasn't expecting much from Wolfenstein, but that game had cutscenes, some of the best cutscenes I've seen in a game in a long time. They weren't interactive, you weren't like picking who you're making out with or whatever, but in terms of writing and acting, in terms of the mocap and everything like that, I thought Wolfenstein was, like, it was a pretty good shooter, but the cutscenes really blew me away.
Well, and also with on that same note, it was just like a AAA game telling a really good story with a somber approach.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
There was emotion in that game.
Yeah, it wasn't. BJ Blazkowicz had like a weird, tormented sensibility to him. Like no other Wolfenstein game I've ever expected. I would have. BJ and Duke Nukem were pretty similar in the early days, but have him come here and have like a soul. And the woman he was, Anya, I guess her name was. It was a really good game. Yeah, the cutscenes were really good.
Yeah, go from that cutscene to then pulling like 2 giant machine guns, dual wielding, just killing Nazis.
It was an odd dichotomy. I don't know if that's a word, but
it is now.
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Wolfenstein's a weird game. I definitely liked it a lot, but it's strange in some crazy ways. It's cool they made it. Yeah.
Well, thanks guys. You have a good day.
Yeah, cool. See you, Conrad.
Bye.
That might be a good time to say to talk about user lists.
Yeah, true enough. So we have, for the first time ever? I don't know.
It might be for the second time ever.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I haven't been here very long. I don't know much about Giant Bomb. So if you go to your profile page on Giant Bomb and you click through your user lists section, you should have a pre-made one called, actually, maybe, we should probably have a live demo of this. But I don't want to make anybody show off their profiles. But if you go to your profile page on giantbomb.com, click on lists, you should see something called Game of the Year 2014 User's Choice. And that is the game that you want to edit your list and then add 10 games to that.
In order.
And at the end, we're going to, sometime early next year, we're going to tally all those up.
Yeah, and use that to determine like a community games of the year. We'll put out a list of as much data as makes sense for that. So yeah, go build your list. Put your games on the list, and sometime in January we'll pull all those together and figure out what we get.
Only put it in 10. Beyond that, it won't count. I guess I don't know if you can put in more than that. I'd probably let you, but won't matter however many you put in. I think it also is not locking out any games from other years, but if anything from another year comes up, we'll just
ignore it. So whatever, we'll just cut it out. So yeah,
that's how you do it.
Yeah. So go ahead and build your lists. We'll talk about them in January. Let's see here. Let's see. Keep the calls going here. Adrian.
They do have to be from 2014.
Yes.
That you can add anything you want to, but anything from non-2014 will not matter.
Exactly. Adrian, you're on the air. Hello.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Rory.
Hello.
Hey, got a sorry about that. Kind of a two-parter, kind of Christmas-related question for you.
Okay.
One, what is the best video game-related thing you ever got for Christmas? And two, do you still get video game-related stuff or games or consoles or whatnot for Christmas from other people?
The first one I'd have to say, one time I asked for SimCity. I think I wanted SimCity 3 and I got 2000 instead or something like that.
Oh.
That was pretty disappointing. That was not the best thing I ever got game related. I've never gotten much game related stuff for Christmas. I've gotten gift cards and stuff like.
I got a Pac-Man beach towel that I still have.
That's not bad. Was that a gift from a PR person?
No, I got this as a child when
Okay.
Pac-Man was big.
From a PR person? Yeah, no.
From my mother.
Technically speaking.
Technically,
What was the second part of the question?
Do you still get video game-related stuff for Christmas from other people?
No.
Occasionally weird and bad things, yes, but not like my mom knows I work in a video game field, obviously. She'll get me some odd stuff from time to time, but for the most part I'm difficult to shop for older people, especially because I have no idea what video game stuff is hip and happening. So no, not really. I'm the kind of person who gets gift cards now.
Yeah, I got 1 year. 1 year, a relative determined that the thing that would be right for me was a Larry the Cable Guy DVD.
Yes.
Stand-up performance of Larry the Cable Guy. And I sat a friend down and forced him to watch it with me. And we were both worse for it. Not related to video games, but there you go.
Well, technically, he did the voice of the redneck car in Cars, which was turned into a video game. So if you're looking
All right,
for
fair
him,
enough.
there you go.
Fair enough.
It all makes sense.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Thanks, Adrian.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, see you.
Thank you.
I never saw Cars. All right, let's see here. Ashley, hello. Go ahead.
Hi, I was wondering about what the state of the Vita will be in 2015, because Sony seems to keep abandoning it.
With the future of the Vita for 2015. Yeah, that's it's been a weird run for the Vita. I know you really like the Vita.
I like my Vita a lot. I bought it mostly for FFX and FFX2, but then I kept on playing it for all of the indie games that came out. And I think Sony they seem pretty committed to all their indie stuff for the PS4, and I think as long as the Vita can keep on running these kind of bit pixely stuff, I think they'll keep on putting out stuff there. I think they're committed to it for a while. I don't want to say it's going to be around as a big market thing in 2017, but
they announced another pile of games for the Vita at their thing in Las Vegas. But it was a lot of indie stuff, a lot of smaller stuff, a lot of stuff that has already appeared on the PC or will also appear on the PC.
But that stuff on the Vita is amazing because turn on, turn off. Like when I want to play Spelunky, all I have to do is climb in bed and like turn it on. I'm right there. I can play through a level and turn it off, and I know it'll be right back where it's. I don't have to boot up anything or do anything like that, which is the real strength of the Vita. All I want to hear from Sony is Metal Gear Acid 3. Make that happen. Make it happen.
Yeah, I just don't think there'll be too much more like unique development for the Vita.
AAA stuff, I doubt.
Especially, like a large scale. Like, they're not going to make another Uncharted for the Vita. It's just not that kind of platform. It's not selling well enough to support like expensive development. So a lot of these smaller games make a lot more sense for it.
And I was also wondering one more thing.
Sure.
Just exactly how big is your dick, Jeff?
It's all right. All right. Let's see. What are we gonna take next here? Daniel. Hello, Daniel.
Hey, Jeffrey, how's it going?
It's going okay. How are you doing?
I'm great. This is actually the first time I've done a call-in show, and I have to say it's really awesome to have a giant bomb for that.
Cool.
Try our best.
Thanks.
Yeah. I find the weirdest thing to explain to family members, during Christmas isn't what I've been doing all year, what type of weird jobs I've worked. It's why I spend so much time watching grown, disgruntled men live streaming video games.
Well, if you're looking for quantity of content, not necessarily quality, this is the site for you. Well, I think
you guys have been pretty high up on quality this year.
Thanks.
Yeah. And, I really don't have much to say other than that. You guys keep up the good work. I hope things go even better for you in the new year.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's been a decent year.
Yeah. Same to you, Daniel. Have a good year next year.
You too. Have a nice one.
All right.
Bye.
See you. Let's see. We'll take this call from Matthew.
If you have an anime avatar, we will not be picking up.
Matthew, hello. Are you there? Hello, Matthew. All right. Nathan. Coming to Nathan. Nathan, are you there? Hello.
Hello, Jeff.
How are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Tasmania, Australia.
Fantastic. What's it like being Australian?
Fantastic.
Okay.
There are kangaroos everywhere.
No, I believe me. I'd already assumed that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
A
not bad.
couple of questions for you.
All right, let's hear it.
Mostly related to, I guess, the American Outback Steakhouse.
Okay.
A fine source of conversation material.
How much of the Outback Steakhouse is actually from the Outback? Like in Australia, I've never heard of a bloomin' onion.
Oh, I'm sure that most of it is probably created to suit Crocodile Dundee fans rather than authentic Australian cuisine.
Yeah, Foster's very big there.
Foster's very big.
Yeah.
No, the Outback Steakhouse is I don't know much about the origins of it, but I'm sure it's basically the Hard Rock Cafe is not what you see when you go to Hollywood. It's mostly drunk people in the streets, but
yeah, it's a weird restaurant. I don't know. Like they make a decent steak. Like if you want a steak, they do it, and then they have like, fries, French fries with cheese and bacon bits and all this other stuff on them. It's like it's trillion calories.
Yeah.
And
they did
a lot of this stuff doesn't sound Australian to me.
yeah,
it's kind of like,
well, they call their sandwiches cut lunches. Is that Australian? They claim it is.
I always thought that was like an American 80s movie thing.
Yeah.
Paul Hogan was the primary investor on, I don't know. The American perception of Australia has never been, I assume it's never been particularly accurate. So it's tourist food.
Yeah, basically, it's just like there's a boomerang attached to the wall. It's that kind of place,
Yes.
But the one that I have been to probably the most, I don't know. Like they'll make steaks and they're showing sports on a TV. It's like a crappy chain restaurant, like every other one, like a Chili's or a Applebee's or all that other stuff. It just happens to like go for this Australian thing for whatever reason.
Like I don't think the Rainforest Cafe is an accurate representation of what actually happens at a rainforest.
I think the one menu item I heard which has stood out the most was Kookaburra wings.
Yes, no, that is on the menu. It's basically like buffalo wings, though. It's nothing. Like I don't know. It doesn't seem. They seem like bad buffalo wings to me.
I don't know. We were in
So they're bone in.
We were in a Outback Cafe in Tokyo once.
Yes.
Or outside of Tokyo, which looked like every other Outback Cafe I've ever been in. Like they just sent them a kit. Here's your bas relief map of Australia.
Yeah, like stick all these buttons to your suspenders and sell these rubes some fucking steaks.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. It's I don't know. It's not a bad place. Like I don't mind going there. Like if you need a steak and you don't want to go to some super fancy, crazy, expensive steakhouse, like
Deep fried onions.
they'll get you a steak, for sure.
Cool.
So yeah, cool.
Okay, steaks are good.
Yep.
Also, one quick question.
Okay.
I've been slowly building up a Famicom disk system collection. I
Wise.
imported my Famicom Twin from Yahoo Auctions Japan, which is an experience.
Yep.
The only thing I think I'm missing is Metroid, just in terms of like classic disk system games. Like I have the Castlevanias, I've got the Zeldas, 3D Hot Rally, all the essentials. Is there anything that I might be missing that's not obvious?
Fax and a do.
Fax Xanadu is one of my favorite games.
Okay. Hey,
The
see?
overall
A man of
theme
taste.
for Fax Xanadu is possibly my favorite music on the NES.
Yeah, and Fax Xanadu did Kubla Khan, Stately Pleasure on Creek. It's scholarly. It's a poetry reference.
Yeah, I really like. I thought that Super Mario Brothers 2, the original Japanese one, that's
I've got me some Doki Doki.
Yeah, or yeah, Doki Doki Panic, as well as actual Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, yep.
Those were the reasons.
There's nothing, no weird Japanese things that I should look out for.
I mean, like at some point, like they just get so weird that unless you read and speak Japanese, you're not going to get much out of them. So it's sort of like I don't know that there are too many kind of just hidden gems that didn't also get released on cartridge and aren't also like pretty obvious. So but yeah, it's a cool system. I like it a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I ended up the first copy of Metroid I bought was bad. The disc was bad, so I had to buy a second one. But the cover art for the Japanese for that version of Metroid, I really like a lot.
Oh yeah. The little manuals that come with the Disk System games with the little drawings in them are just amazing.
Yeah, those are super cool.
I don't know. I prefer the American cover art to all the SNES games because it's always Americanized and like really shittily
Mega
done.
Man.
I loved it. Yeah, Mega Man, the Defender one, or
the Defender art with like the woman,
the old
getting
man playing guitar.
Oh right, that's the home computer
Parsec?
version of it.
Something, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All
Well,
right.
thanks, guys.
Yep,
Thank you,
thanks.
Nathan.
Have a good one.
Have a great break.
Yep, you too. See you. Yeah. Yeah, the guy playing I forget what game that is. It's not Parsec.
Some space shooter game.
Yeah.
Chat. Which space shooter game has the old guy with a guitar on it?
But is that actually the box, or is that just an ad?
It was a SNES game. I remember. I'm pretty sure it was on the box of the SNES game. Phalanx.
Oh, Phalanx. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
The hyperspeed shootout in space. Here's an old guy with a banjo.
Why not? It stood out. It still does.
What the fuck?
All right. We're gonna take Andy. Andy, what's the word? Andy, hello. Hello, Andy. Andy. All right.
Oh, under.
No, Andy.
You can imagine somebody like hearing our voices but realizing their mic is turned off and
Like
just
frantically going, damn it, fuck, shit.
Yeah.
Let's take Austin. Austin, hello.
Hello?
Hello.
This is. Am I on Giant Bomb?
You are.
Well, I'm on Giant Bomb!
Yes, Austin, what is on your mind? Where are you?
I'm in Bay Area, California.
Okay.
No shit, whereabouts?
I'm in Palo Alto.
Okay.
That counts.
I'm on the live stream.
You are.
Okay, so I'm good at spamming stuff. So I also got one of the PS4 anniversary guys.
Oh,
coming
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, should I sell it and maybe buy a Wii U and play all the Toad games?
You know, I don't know. You can ask. I know Jeff wants one.
Yeah, I don't know. I bought a white one. I gave
Okay.
up. I bought the Destiny PS4 and just said screw it. Because I'm building a home office. I need a second PS4.
Sure.
I don't know, man. I like the idea of just saying fuck it and opening it and using it. That's what I like to do with limited edition stuff. The people are like, oh no, you got to keep it in a sealed white room and get all this other stuff. Just say fuck it, man, and crack it open and use it. That's how I was with shoes. But yeah, I don't know. Like, you know, you could sell it. You could probably sell it and buy another PS4 if you don't already have one.
Yeah.
And a Wii U.
Yeah.
You know, so that might be a route to go. If you don't really care about the gray color. I mean, we ended up getting one of those in here and taking a look at it. Like it looks all right. It's not maybe the coolest color for a PS4, but it's a cool idea, and that's what drew me to it. But yeah, I don't know. I could see getting rid of it while the market wants one, and using that money to fund other stuff. That's maybe not the worst idea in the world, I guess.
I've been doing that in World of Warcraft myself. Buying low, selling high. Sorry, I'm not going to talk about Warlords again, but if I ever had something like that where I knew I could sell it for another copy of the exact same thing and also some other shit, I wouldn't really have too many qualms about selling it. Unless I thought in 30 years, if I kept it sealed, it would be worth $1 million. But
in 30 years, no. I mean, you know, we will all.
The necro bikers are going to be running our world.
Necro bikers will be.
We're going to be looking for gasoline to run our PS9s.
Yeah, so you know, like
I
all
say
that.
sell now, Austin. Get out high.
I don't want to. I don't want to hold on to it, and then they got that PS4 Slim version, and then no one wants this anymore.
Yeah, that's always. I've held on to stuff too long and have it drop in value, and it's always been annoying. Just because I don't want to deal with eBay.
Yeah, I had a bunch of baseball cards that were at some
yeah.
point worth something that now no one cares about baseball cards. Maybe that'll come back someday, but yeah.
Yeah, but Yoshi is timeless, so.
Yeah, exactly. So, just get rid of your PS4 and buy, just basically sell that PS4 and turn all that money into Yoshi amiibos, and then just build like a ball pit, but with Yoshi amiibos, and then just hide in it.
I think you're onto something, Jeff.
I think that's probably the wisest way to spend that money.
All right, well, thank you guys.
Yep,
Happy
cool.
holidays.
You too.
You too.
See ya. Yeah, all right. What do we
Going
got
well.
here? These calls all pile up in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like, Skype is weird.
If you had Windows 8, I bet it'd tile them nicely.
Oh, maybe.
You're on that Windows X preview thing?
Yeah, I am. I'm running Windows 10 at
You
home.
digging it?
It's it's fine.
Compatibility options with games.
It's
okay?
basically just Windows 8 with
Okay.
a different skin on it. You know,
I might have to try that.
there's a weird issue where sometimes Explorer will freak out and all of the icons in my tray
Mm-hmm.
will, or all the icons over here on the taskbar will vanish.
Okay, that's
So
bad.
I'll have to try to manual. I have to Windows R Explorer to get a window up and then try to restart it. And
That's not good.
then that'll fix it. And but that's the only thing about it that is fucked up.
Cool.
And they'll presumably fix that. I don't know. Supposedly there's a bigger build in January coming with more actual differences, but so far it's just kind of been like a reskinned Windows 8. Let's go to Noah. Noah.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going? Where are you?
I am in Huntsville, Alabama.
Hey,
Okay.
Space
Huntsville.
camp and all that.
I got an
fun
aunt
stuff.
and uncle down there. My uncle used to work for NASA. They're down in Huntsville.
Cool.
I got family in Florence too. That whole area. Muscle Shoals, Alabama.
Right. Yeah.
I know where you're from.
Cool.
We're coming to get you.
Oh no.
What's on your mind?
So, I just called home. I was going to drive up like 3.5 hours back to the family, see everybody. But
Are you in
seems
college
like half
right now?
of them all came down with the flu yesterday. So Christmas is on hold. So I'm just going to sit here and enjoy my glass of Soylent that came in yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
How is
it's
it?
like,
What?
So it's primarily based on oat flour. So it's basically like if you put a bunch of soy milk and Cheerios into a blender. That's
Okay.
about what you'd end up with, like a real grainy kind of Cheerio dust flavor.
But not like crunchy Cheerios. Like it probably
No,
is
no,
like
no,
really
no, no,
soggy
no.
Cheerios.
Like after you finished your entire box of Cheerios, that dust at the bottom,
Oh,
just a
okay.
ton of that mixed in a blender, like blend that into some soy milk. And it's not terrible, but it's just real grainy and kind of Cheerio essence.
Yeah, weird. Do you feel that it is giving you everything you need to survive?
I don't know. I've only had a couple of glasses of it, one last night and one this morning, and it seems all right.
Are you melting yet? Are your body parts falling off?
I don't like my left pinky's starting to get a little droopy, but everything else is in good shape.
Don't pull a Conseco. You don't want to have that happen.
Right. I'll just have to keep an eye on it, I guess. Stay as far away from Twitter as I can.
Always a wise move. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I guess the gaming related thing that I had on my mind though is with stuff like the hatred thing going down with Steam, going off, coming back on,
Yeah.
and generally like just at a macro scale, games becoming more diverse. It seems like having Steam being the one place where PC gaming kind of takes place is going to become harder and harder for them to serve everybody. So do you think that in 2015 we could see like some real genuine competition start to come out of somebody like I don't know, probably not Origin. Seems like they've already like settled down and don't have any momentum behind them. But maybe if the Humble Bundle guys like got behind a desktop client, or the Project CD, like the Witcher people said that they're doing a desktop client for GOG, I think.
Right. I think it's possible. I think that it's natural that we'll see like some amount of competition for Steam, but whether it's going to be on the scale of Steam, like probably not. I mean, Desura is out there already as a client as well. There's itch.io, itch.io,
right?
Where
yeah.
Developers are kind of selling stuff that way. I think that it'll be more stuff like that where you have a clientless experience for some of these games, which for people that are looking deeper and deeper for stuff that is outside the mainstream, they're going to be computer savvy enough to be able to handle an installer and handle all that stuff.
Yep.
And they don't need the hand holding that Steam provides. So maybe that'll be enough.
Like I'm savvy enough to go through installers and stuff, but that doesn't mean I don't value the convenience that Steam provides over any of that other stuff.
Right.
Like if I have to go outside Steam to get Cook Served Delicious, I will. But now that it's on there, that's where I'm going to play it.
Totally.
Well, you look at stuff like Uplay, which has a very poor quality from installation to just the entire experience of it. I still think it's gotten better, but I still have to sometimes why is this whole big thing popping up on an installer? Just have that happen behind the scenes. That'd be great. But I think the biggest thing for Steam is Netflix. Like you look at Netflix, they were the only thing going for 5 years, and now they have all Hulu and Crackle and all those other people trying to come to their Amazon Prime is one of their biggest competitors now, and they're all trying to fight for the rights to stuff. And I think that's going to happen to Steam eventually. It could be Origin. I think the Origin quality of experience has gotten much, much better in the last few years. So, and I think they've had some other non-EA stuff on Origin.
They do. There's third-party stuff on Origin, but it's from other similarly large companies. It's like Warner Brothers and stuff like that. So, if you're is EA going to get into the business of selling, especially if we're talking about games that may be controversial?
Sure.
Is EA willing to get into the business of being an alternative to Steam that carries games that Steam won't, or stuff like that?
No way.
That's not EA. EA is not going to court that kind of controversy.
Dark Horse, I would say that if Battle.net wanted to get into selling games, I think they could do pretty well. They have that client on a lot of fucking systems.
They're building a permanent desktop presence now.
Yeah,
too.
so I think if Blizzard wants to get into some kind of, I'm sure GameStop would hate them if they tried. I'm sure as GameStop doesn't have a fucking really good desktop client at this point.
They're just riding retail all the way down. At some point, they tried to get into downloadable PC games pre-Steam, but then Steam came along and kind of ate it all up, and they're like, okay, well, this isn't the business for us. So
I can see Amazon going for an Amazon kind of. They already have Amazon Music.
Yeah, they're doing. They've already got Android going that way.
Right. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if Amazoid try to get into there too. But any number of people have the resources to try and fight that ecosystem or try to get in that battle. But it's just a matter of who wants to try it. Steam is by no means the inevitable winner, but they certainly have a huge head start, and they have a technical advantage that is still pretty huge. So,
yeah, for sure. All right.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Noah. See you later.
Jeff, I have an email that was sent in to us through our support address. So it's from Orion. The subject line is Terraria.
Okay.
And the body of the email is called "How to Spawn Wyvern." So.
Okay, great. No, that's terrific.
That's it. We get some weird stuff to our support email address. All I'm going to say.
Yeah, we do. A lot of people thinking we make games.
Somebody thought we made Final Cut Mac from 2000 today, and it's bizarre.
We did.
Yes,
I made that. Just, I was bored, so I figured why not,
Why not?
Let's take Justin. Justin, hello.
Hi there. How are you guys?
Hi, Justin.
Doing well. Where are you, Justin?
I am in Cincinnati, Ohio. And
okay.
Coincidentally, I'm the brother of the guy Adrian that just called you. So got a little family thing going on.
That is ridiculous. What do you want to say? Tell us. Is your brother a horrible person? What are we talking here?
Absolutely. He's fantastic. Actually, he's a dream of a brother, I guess.
Is that your daughter in the background?
It is actually my little girl.
Say hi to us from her.
Yeah.
You want to say hi, Lily?
Hi.
That's Jeff and Rory. Actually, she's kind of why I'm calling. So, let's say one of you two were to spawn a child. Where would you start them? What game are you putting in front
Diapers,
of them?
breastfeeding.
Yes. I go back further than that. I think I know right where to start a child, but
okay.
I'm pretty committed to the childless lifestyle at this point. I think I'd be a really good dad, but I'd really resent the time I had to spend raising a child. No offense, I'm being perfectly honest here, but so in terms of starting them on like video games.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd go straight to Angry Birds on a disposable mobile device. I think those games are fun as hell, and I think they're great little ways to get people into the rewards of gaming without thinking. If we're assuming we're starting young, Angry Birds is a great choice.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. There was was it Andy Bayo, I believe? Might have been him. There was out on that wrote an article kind of about introducing children to video games and like starting from the beginning and kind of one per year, kind of working through
Wolfenstein
kind of
3D.
the classics and stuff like that, which I thought was interesting. I don't know. At some point, like. It's the sort of thing where, like, is that relevant? Do you want to do that? Like, there's maybe some of those games that are worth checking out, but maybe not in that kind of quantity. But
as opposed to just what you enjoy, maybe, you know, like I really like Zelda 3 or Mario World or something, so let's go there.
Yeah, you know, and maybe doing it in some kind of set order so that the visual upgrades make some kind of sense is like a cool idea. But you know, I think it's one of those things where it depends on the kid and depends on what the kid is gonna has an appetite for. You know, when it comes to that sort of stuff. So,
sure.
I think you just kind of gotta play it by ear and you know, depending on the maturity of the child as they go and kind of just figure it out.
I imagine your guys' spawn would probably dig, you know, Postal or you know that type of thing.
Yeah, Dark Souls. Starting with Dark Souls.
You know, you'd want to think that like you know a kid of someone who is surrounded by all this video game shit would rebel against it and completely hate it. But
I just want to play cello, man.
It's like all you do is you sit in the room and you didn't come to my graduation because you were waiting for Destiny drops, Dad. You know, that whole thing. So yeah,
that's never happened here. I promise.
Not yet.
Thanks, dudes. I appreciate it. Have a good holiday.
Cool, you too.
Goodbye, Lily. Was Lily the daughter's name? I totally forgot.
That is, I can't tell you.
Yep.
Let's go to Josh. Josh, what's the word? Where are you?
Hey, Jeff. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, just calling you guys to ask a question. What is your favorite video game subtitle of all time?
Storm.
Revengeance was pretty good.
Just throw the word Storm somewhere on your title and it instantly becomes a better game.
Warlords of Draenor, pretty good. Subtitles were, I don't know, it's always a weird political thing. Like, it doesn't mean anything to anybody, but it's such a big marketing thing that you kind of have to have one at some point. I don't know.
Revenge of the Winter's Fist. That was a good one.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Shut Up and Jam Gaiden.
Yeah, that was not bad. Well, that's not a subtitle. Well, I guess actually it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, Revengeance actually is really good.
Miami. Hotline. Is it Hotline Miami?
No.
Okay, I was wrong.
Hotline Cincinnati from the makers of Hotline Miami.
Cincinnati is a bad town. Or a bad place to be.
Hotline Baltimore.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Revengeance, Josh. Revengeance.
Remembrance. Revengeance.
Actually, Subsistence is not bad. Just basically all the Metal Gear ones.
Guns of the Patriots.
Yes, Guns of the Patriots. Cool. All right, well, thanks for your call, Josh. Have a good one.
Thanks.
See ya. Guns of the Patriots is a pretty good
It's not bad.
name of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to wrap up pretty soon here.
Sure.
But, yeah, maybe we'll take a couple more here. Let's go with Simon.
Just Simon, no last name. Oh, Simon Liu. Okay.
I've been deliberately not saying people's last names.
Sorry? It's on. Okay, my bad.
Simon, hello.
I apologize.
Simon. Simon. All right. I give them 15 seconds. If they don't have it together in 15 seconds, then we just got to move on.
They are the weakest link.
Let's take Travis. Travis, what's going on? Great, cool.
Hey, now my mic's on.
Oh, hey.
I was You guys had talked previously about doing some kind of like game of the generation type content on the site. Is that still in the works? I really want a 3-hour podcast discussing the merits of Burnout Paradise.
I would really like to do it. We just have to find time to do it, because it is such a. It would be a pretty big thing. So yeah, I would still be open to doing it. I don't think the window's closed on it, but it was definitely one of those things where when I would bring it up, everyone would just kind of like change the subject. So I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where I don't know, but people don't necessarily want to don't get in the room and argue that stuff out. But I'll do what I can to kind of maybe force that through next year. We'll see.
All right.
Yep. Cool. Thanks, dude.
Yep.
See ya.
And we all know it's Dark Souls anyway, so.
What? You're talking about a generation that saw Rock Band, Geometry Wars, Burnout Paradise.
Well, Rock Band was kind of such a build off of Guitar Hero. Let's not go down this rabbit hole of argument right now. Save for the night.
Okay.
Save for the night.
All right. Oh man, these things just keep popping up and then they disappear sometimes. So
it's like a hot girl on prom night or something.
Yeah,
boy, everybody wants to talk to me.
We're gonna go with Dan. Dan, are you there?
Yes, this is Dan.
Hey,
How's
Dan.
it going?
It's going all right. How are you doing?
Doing all right.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Cool. What's on your mind?
I was wondering, with there's been a lot of releases lately of video games that have just been kind of broken or not working, and I was wondering when you think we're going to start seeing backlash from that, if like sales are going to drop, or if anything's really going to change, or if studios are just going to think they can keep getting away with making more and more broken games on release.
I think that they will eventually pay a toll, but it's the franchises that are not annual are the ones that can get away with it the most, because they're not turning around next November and trying to sell you another one. So like Assassin's Creed, I think, will run into trouble next year, or at least some. Maybe not a ton, but you do see games paying for the sins of their predecessors. It's like because Call of Duty Ghosts was a lackluster game last year. Now Advanced Warfare, despite being like a significantly better game and actually quite good, is not it is not selling even the way Ghosts did. It is kind of under some of that stuff by a bit. So that's my understanding anyway. So I think that these annual franchises where some of those bad memories will still be fresh in some people's minds, that's where you have the biggest chance of maybe losing something. So when I look at this year, Halo 5 will be out this time next year, and even though they're not necessarily directly comparable, you have to wonder if the Master Chief Collection stuff will kind of have an impact on Halo 5.
Counterpoint though, Assassin's Creed 3 to Black Flag. Black Flag did fine after 3 was kind of critically reviled.
Yeah.
So it's more the quality of the game at hand, I think, that really matters. But
yeah, we'll see. I think it's. I guess you could say that like Call of Duty is just on a downward slope because it's so long in the tooth and maybe people are done with it. But yeah, I don't know. Like Assassin's Creed 3 definitely.
I would love to think that people
good
cared
game.
about the quality of the game from time to time and track developers, and this developer has a buggy reputation or blah blah blah. But I think that there are a massive amount of people who buy games based on the name and the advertisements and never really even look at reviews, which sucks for us. But there's a lot of people who like that Game of War, that Kate Upton is very attractive. I should try that and download that from the app store. So I don't want to say that people are not conscious deciders and have very deliberate purchasing decisions, but I think a lot of people, especially in Chris's time, people are buying games that not always for them, it's for their kids. Like, hey, that new Call of Duty, they don't necessarily know the quality level of stuff. So
yeah,
I think to a degree, the advertising budget can overcome your reputation for quality. Hopefully not to the point where.
But word of mouth is still going to have an
especially
impact.
now.
It's gonna cut things off. It's gonna help things find audiences. I think that's maybe what happened with AC4. because like I don't know how well it sold out of the gate versus like how long of a tail it had, but you want to think that like people that were dissuaded by the quality of Assassin's Creed 3 would hear like, oh, actually 4 is really awesome and winning awards.
Yeah.
And they go like, oh, well, I need to get Assassin's Creed 4. But yeah, it's we'll see how it goes. I think that this year there's a lot of stuff that probably should impact sales of future games for some of these developers. It's
for me though. I mean, I don't really look back too far in this kind of stuff because I've gotten out of the trap of buying games release week. I wait a few months, let them see what they read the Steam reviews at that point, see if there's any major bugs on the forums I go to, and then at that point, if I decide like it's something that I really want to play, I'll buy it. Like I don't. Again, the solution around this problem is to not buy stuff release week. Save it a little bit and save your money, and hey, you won't have any unexpected problems if you do that. So.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point for sure. Cool.
Yeah. Do you ever see something like pre-orders for games ever going away or becoming less important? Because it seems like a lot of people are buying games not really knowing what they're going to get and just going off hype before they even come out.
Yeah, the pre-order, not to jump over
ahead.
Jeff, but the pre-order game is something that publishers really value because the more pre-orders for a game that you have, the more you're able to lean on the retailers to do stuff like circular advertisements and standees in stores and stuff like that because they already know there's a certain amount of hype behind the game. It's kind of a circular thing where the retailers want to see a huge amount of pre-orders, so the publishers want to see a huge amount of pre-orders. So the developer has to do all this pre-order bullshit like new skin weapon to play into the pre-order game, offering pre-order exclusives, and none of it matters for the quality of the game at all. It's purely advertising.
Yeah, there was a while that like people like I would have salespeople here come to me and go like, hey, this company wants to drive awareness for pre-orders for a game and they want to do an ad campaign. Is there something that you think you guys could do? And like first I was like, stop talking to me. Also, no. So yeah, like there's definitely like even just the advertising and stuff is about driving pre-order numbers.
Yeah.
But that's all hinges on the continued health and existence of retail.
Sure.
So kind of as things shift more and more digital, which I think will just kind of naturally happen over the course of this generation to some extent, barring any weird changes in just the way internet works, whether it's bandwidth caps becoming more prevalent or what have you. As people shift more and more towards digital, those pre-order numbers matter less for things like end caps and marketing and stuff like that. It won't go away though because publishers love to lock up your money before you know if a game is any good or not.
Jeff, you can pre-order Uncharted 4 right fucking now
Yeah.
on the PS4. Full price, no benefits listed at all.
Right, yeah.
For a digital download that won't come out for 380 days at a minimum. It's insane.
And they don't allow you to cancel.
Yes, no cancellations or refunds. That's the ultimate shit part of pre-orders. The amount of benefit a consumer gets for doing it is almost nil. I worked on games with pre-order bonuses. They're not that complicated to make. Take a weapon, reskin it, change some numbers, you're done. If there is like Steam does some good stuff with pre-orders, or if you pre-order this game, you get a full another game right off the bat. You can download it now and play. That's cool. Pre-orders are just, I roll my eye a lot when I see people putting down their money for it.
Especially like digital pre-orders where, it's one of those cases where you kind of have to know that what you want is going to be good, and you don't always know that, but you also have to care enough. Like, and that's the situation they put you in, is they like, oh, well, this pre-order bonus is going to go away. And you better pony up now, and that's always a little frustrating. The thing that actually super pisses me off about Call of Duty is this year, and they did it last year as well. There was a multiplayer map that was kind of locked up to pre-orders or people that bought like the expensive version of the game. Mm-hmm. So day one, they've segmented their player base into people that have this one map and people that don't. And so they have a playlist that is specifically for that map, and they have to have it, but it's buried deep, and you sometimes you get in there and there's like 4 other people and you can't start a game because it doesn't have enough people. So it's like, here's this piece of content completely fucking worthless because you can't get it. It's not rolled in with the other maps and these other playlists. You just can't use it. And that to me is just insane because it's such a poor use of like making a map. And in this case, like the map for Advanced Warfare, I actually think is pretty good.
That sucks.
And it's just like you're never gonna fucking see it, and that to me is just nuts. So yeah, pre-orders, especially digital pre-orders, pre-order it. You know, if you get to a point where you're like, I want to pre-order this so that I can preload it and immediately play it at 9 o'clock.
Do it the week before,
midnight.
maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Do it 2 days before it comes out. Preload it. You're good to go.
Yeah.
At best, but pre-orders.
They get me upset. I'm actually upset at the model the game industry has come to rely on for pre-orders. And movies are kind of getting that way too. You see Deadline reporting on like pre-sales for The Hunger Games Day 1, blah, 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 the Hobbit Marathon. And it's getting to the point where it's just, people need to be more discriminatory with the money they're willing to spend on something that is very expensive. Every game is $60 now. If you are buying it before, I don't want to, our reviews are always the solution. Wait a week or two after when your friends are playing it or people on the word of mouth is the best indicator of quality for video game quality, except for GiantBomb.com reviews.
Yeah, I mean, after a week after release, there's going to be so much more information out there about a game. Whether it's our quick look or whether your friends are playing it, like whatever it takes. Like I don't care if you use this site or not. Just make wise decisions about games. And that's probably the best advice that I could give is make wise decisions. It's easy.
Oh, cool.
All right, Dan.
Yeah, thanks. Love the show, and I hope you guys have a happy holidays.
Cool, thanks. You too.
I feel like I should have thrown in I don't want to get off on a rant here somewhere in there. Throw it back.
No, pre-orders are frustrating, and it's definitely like, yeah, you're right. Ultimately, the answer is don't buy games at release.
Yes.
But I feel like culturally, it's very easy to get caught up in that idea of like, I want to, there's a zeitgeist.
Yeah.
I want to be playing this game when everyone else is playing this game, and
the Dark Souls experience is weird when that game comes out and then nobody really. Like 2 years later, it's more popular than was at release. Like that's a very rare thing. So you always want to be around when the community and everybody's making those facts for the first time and everything like that. But
yeah. All right, let's take one last call here, probably.
Okay.
Depending on how this call goes, I mean, you never know. Let's go with David. David, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hello. Where are you? What's on your mind?
I am from Edmonton, and I guess my question is, so I guess I got a little bit of story for that, but when I was growing up, my dad used to collect a lot of CDs.
Collect a lot of what? I'm sorry, I lost you there for a sec.
Used to collect a lot of like physical music CDs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So one year when I was younger, I got Monster Rancher 2 for my birthday, and that game blew my goddamn mind.
Yeah.
Just the sheer amount of like CDs I had at my disposal. So I guess my question is, can a game now use some kind of a gimmick like that to sell itself, like where Monster Rancher was switching CDs, whatever?
Sure, I think so. I think CDs wouldn't work necessarily, but if you think about that, it's not that different from Barcode Battler.
Right.
Which, you just took barcodes and that sort of stuff, and there was like some brand of ketchup, specific size of ketchup that produced the ultimate monster in one of those or something. So you're always going to end up in that situation. But like for me, yeah, it'd be stuff like QR codes or barcodes.
The Google GPS game?
Ingress.
Yeah.
Ingress. Yeah. That's a weird gimmick. Like that thing is not good.
No,
but,
it's not a yeah.
But yeah,
that was an intern designed experience if I ever saw.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, I think that you could go back to something like that where like if you think about consoles having cameras on them, you could go the barcode route. You could go the
Johann Sebastian Joust was an amazing use of a thing that I never thought anybody would ever do anything with that light stick, but that was pretty crazy. So
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of just like making monsters out of things, you could, if you look at something like Audio Surf, where it's turning MP3s into levels, like it's sort of the same thing. It's just algorithmically generating stuff based on what you're feeding it.
Right.
So I think that there's no market for music games that work with MP3s and stuff like that as well. But yeah, I think about it in terms of stuff like scanning in barcodes. Like that'd be a great like iOS game or something like that, like a new Barcode Battler or something that used your phone camera or something to build that stuff.
Yeah, you see a lot of those like Japanese mobile games.
Yeah.
Like randomly generated stuff, and I think that would be maybe something interesting. But I think it's difficult to do something like CDs that people don't use.
Yeah, they'd never be able to do it with CDs, and increasingly you wouldn't be able to do it with DVDs either. That's just relying on physical media and that sort of stuff is just not gonna work. That stuff's gone. I have like 30 CDs or something now, like that are out and accessible.
Yeah. Because
I ripped all my CDs and threw them in my garage. And I'm doing the same with my DVDs. I just want that shit out of there. I want more room in the house, less room in the garage. Yeah, cool. All right, David.
Right. Yep. Thanks.
See you. And that's gonna do it.
Sorry to everybody who called in and didn't get picked up. We will maybe try this again sometime. That went pretty well for the most part.
I have no complaints.
We'll see.
Yeah. So yeah. Thanks everybody for calling in. And yeah, it's I kind of miss calls.
Yeah, it was always fun.
Yeah, it was always fun to do. The way to do them right, requires maybe more people and equipment and stuff like that. But it's something that I'm always kind of thinking about. We want to do more live stuff and all that. So you want to do stuff like this. Hear people's voices, not just take questions from chat.
Feel them. I want to touch them.
Feel them. Yeah, we want to touch people. 2015 is the year that Giant Bomb touches people. Write it down.
We're developing new technology toward this end.
Yeah. So that's going to do it for us here for the year in terms of just like live stuff. And like we said at the top, Game of the Year stuff will start rolling out on the 26th. Drew, how's it looking? I'm on day 2. He's on day 2. All right. Almost done. Great. Yeah, so look for that on I guess that's Friday morning, right? Look at a calendar here.
Friday sometime.
Friday, 10 a.m.
Okay.
Is the current plan for all that stuff. We got a bunch of guest lists, some returning names, some new names, a lot of stuff to come. So hopefully people enjoy that, and we will be back in the office in January to get back to producing stuff.
And if you're a free user, please consider a membership to Giant Bomb Premium as a Christmas gift to you.
Yes, give yourself the gift of gifts. That's what was that? GiantBomb.com/upgrade.
Yes, indeed. And
And we're talking about more merchandise stuff. We're talking a lot about that sort of stuff for the coming year. So
we've had a lot of cool discussions about that kind of stuff. So if you sign up for a membership now, you get a $15 gift code to the store, and that might come in useful in the new year.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks everybody.
Pre-order now.
Yes, exactly. Pre-order your membership immediately. I don't think we can do that. We should do that. We should probably start taking pre-orders for stuff. That's where the money's at. All right. Thank you for hanging out with me for these 5 hours, Rory.
Happy Christmas to you, Jeff, and you and yours, and Merry New Year as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coming up pretty soon. 2015. Wow.
We made it. Or is that jinxing it by saying that?
Yeah. No.
Fuck. Well, I'm gonna.
I could pull the plug on Giant Bomb any day now.
I'm just gonna fade out here, and we'll call it. We'll call it a year. See you, everybody.